Excellent moment to every one of us. We say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on our time zone. It is the Global Clusters Revolutionary session again today, and today we are going on accurate knowledge and information revolution. We are saying instead of end SARS revolution, instead of end bad governance revolution, and every other protest and unrest that have not yielded anything positive to us as a people and as a nation, Nigeria, we are calling ourselves in the voice of the global president, Ambassador Dr. Adekunle Badmus. We are saying, come, let us do accurate knowledge and information because we believe when you have the right knowledge, you have the right power. When you have the right information, it's going to be for you like a bridge to move from where you are to where you ought to be. And that's why we are here today, again, this wonderful Saturday to share accurate knowledge and information revolution. As our custom is, we introduce ourselves to the accurate knowledge and information session with the promo video. Host kindly share the promo video of accurate knowledge and information. Thank you.
Knowledge is power, and the knowledge and information revolution is about sharing it freely. We live in a world where access to education and information can change lives. At Global Clusters, we champion this revolution by promoting lifelong learning, critical thinking, and the free flow of ideas. This is more than access, it's about empowerment. By equipping individuals with knowledge, we unlock innovation, drive progress, and shape a brighter, more informed future for all. Join us in spreading the light of knowledge and transforming the world, one idea at a time. Knowledge is the foundation of progress. Be part of the knowledge and information revolution at theglobalclusters.org. Stay informed about new revolutions, events, and insights. Every meeting is a chance to grow, innovate, and contribute to a more enlightened world. The revolution needs you. Join us now.
Every of our meetings is an opportunity to innovate and to create an enlightening world. A very big shout out to the 001, the global president of the global clusters, in person of Ambassador Dr. Adekunle Badmus, and a very big shout out to the 001 Accurate Knowledge and Information Revolution, Professor Ladipo, Dean Faculty of Education, University of Lagos. I am Klosian Uluwashi Odusagun, and we are here again to have a deliberation and discussion on accurate knowledge and information revolution. Today, we're going to be looking at some aspects, of the knowledge and information, to guide us, and how it relates to nation building and the society we are, the world has really changed, and it's important that we are empowered, with the right knowledge. Most of the time, it's even good to be ignorant than to have the wrong knowledge, because the wrong knowledge can actually destroy, and wrong information, inadequate, faulty information can actually jeopardize a whole nation and generation. That's why today we're going to be looking at fact-checking methods and tools for nation building. Fact-checking methods and tools for nation building. Not everything that you see are true, and not everything that you hear are true, are accurate. So it's important that we do fact checking, we double check before accepting anything and everything to our mind. It's because most of the things, the information we have become our knowledge, and what we know becomes what we act upon. So we want to believe that if you have the wrong information, which become the wrong knowledge, and that will make us act wrongly. It is obvious everywhere in the world. We see some people doing some things based on what some people inform them, based on the knowledge you have. You understand? It's all over the world. The crisis, the extremists, the everything. We know them. It's all over. And these people, sometimes when they are being apprehended, they're going to be saying that they are doing this based on what they believe, based on what they know. They feel like what they know is true. Destroying people to them is fun. In fact, they even feel like it's a reward. That is why it's important to have the accurate knowledge and information. We should go for this. These are the things that we should go for instead of on the unrest. Most of the people that are even causing the unrest, you understand, even the protests, is because of misinformation, lack of knowledge. That's why we are here encouraging ourselves and talking about how we can be guided with the right knowledge and information. So, the topic today is fact checking methods and tools for nation building. As we all know, and if you don't know, I will inform us. And if you have known, I'm going to confirm that the age we are right now, the world has totally changed. We are in a digital age. Congratulations if you are still sleeping. Please wake. We are in a digital age right now, and most of the time, misinformation spreads faster than truth. You know, because of some attachment to digital world, or the social media handles, because money is involved now. Everybody want to cook something that will sell fast, that will make people view. I know. I don't know why. Maybe it's in human nature or human structure. I don't really know. I'm still doing my own research. That bad news, evil things that are morbid, things that are bad, things that are sordid, they go viral. People just want to see this person was beheaded, this person was this crashed, this 100 people died. People want to check something bad. You just see it being shared all over, and like, wow. Um, and something that is so beautiful. Like, look at what we are doing in the global clusters. We are a year, more than a year right now. And you just wonder why this kind of value, people that stumbled upon the global clusters, they used to wonder that, wow, are you sure this thing is existing? And they didn't hear. Yeah, we some of us, we are doing our best, advocating, all this and spreading it to our friends, our loved ones to engage in all this. But we believe that we'll continue, we continue to spread the news of the global clusters to for people to see what we do here, all the value that exists in here. So as we are saying that we are in the digital age, misinformation spread faster than truth. That is why fact checking ensures accuracy and protects communities. Building a strong nation requires informed citizens. Most of the uh, let me say flying wings, of misinformation, bad news, and all the propaganda is actually ignorance. You understand? So if people don't know, so they don't know, they're just blank, they are neutral, and that means whatever is being shared with them, and because to them they believe that what majority are saying or seeing might even be truth. Even sometimes, if the wrong things, if they're not being checked, they become normalized. That's one of the issues we are having in society. That's why we as citizens, we are as the clusterians in the global cluster community. We want to build a nation whereby everybody knows the truth. And the reason that is possible is that when we get training and we are really, really informed about what is true. That's why we come here every day sharing accurate knowledge, accurate information that will make us meet the right people and be better for ourselves. So why do we need to talk about this fact checking? Why does it matter? Why do you have to check? Why do you have to check information, maybe visuals or audio? Why do you have to check it? Why do you have to do that? And do not forget that the global clusters, the one of our major pursuit and objective is to see a nation whereby everybody live peacefully, everybody is well informed, everybody is well guided, everybody have the capacity, the empowerment to do right. And for you to do right, you must know rights. When you know rights, you can do right. That is why we are looking at why do we have to um why do you have to go into fact, why do you have to check, why this fact checking, why does it matter? Number one, it safeguards democracy and governance. You understand? Even if there's a propaganda going on, you can do your own research. There will be peace. You can actually check anybody that wants to, you know, to lead. You understand? And you also, your right as a citizen and what you should do. Is a kind of scrutiny and checking of anyone that want to become your leader, that want to be elected. And you as an electorate, you can check. What are the track record of this individual? You understand? Okay, what they are saying about it, because sometimes the media can just propaganda, especially when it's close to election. You just see several propaganda against one person and the likes. Uh, you as an electorate, fact checking help you to verify any information about anyone that's interested to lead. So fact checking is what it helps us to do that. It helps us safeguard our democracy and governance. Then two, it protects community from harmful rumors. Rumor flies. There's some group of people that, you know these days we just need to be very, 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 very cautious and be mindful. Some people, they might have 5 million, 10 million followers on every of their handles, and whatever is being posted, some people, some unscrupulous people use those handles. They just give them some money and post this. I know to them it's just posting. To them it's harmful. They are getting money. They've posted. They are getting the profit. They don't care what the information they are passing out, the damage is gonna cause. There are so many little, in fact, some three lines, of information that have caused serious harms to communities and societies. So that is the reason it is important for us as a citizen, as clusterians, as everyone, to always fact check every information. Number two, why fact checking matters: builds trust in media, institutions, and leadership. It builds trust in media, institutions, and leadership. When we check, information and we confirm that it is true or not, it makes us okay when an information is being confirmed to be truth. Okay, we can trust the source, where that is coming from, and of course the institutions, talking about the judiciary, the academic, and the likes. But it helps us to trust each other and can rely on each other's statements and insights. And of course, the leadership. Where you when you fact check people, where you check people, coming to lead or coming to transact anything with you. Leadership also is transaction. Because you are giving people opportunity to have access to the resources and authority. You are giving them the legitimate rights to lead. So it's important that we check people also before we go into that. So another the reason we do fact checking is encourages responsible citizenship. Encourages responsible citizenship. As an individual, as an informed individual, of a nation of Nigeria. When you hear anything, or you heard anything, or you read anything, you you read properly. You just don't read in between the lines. You try as possible to read in between the lines, because there are some people, when they post things out, their intention is different. So we should be able to check all these, and we are going to be responsible individual, responsible citizen, because If that is not being taken into consideration, if you react upon everything that you hear or everything that you read, it's gonna make us behave irrational, and it's gonna make us very irresponsible. So for us to be rational citizens, we have to fact check anything, irrespective of how voluminous or how little it is. You understand? Some informations could be just harmful, for the start, but going deeper, they destroy a lot of things. All right, so there are some common sources of misinformation, very common. Do not forget, you said that the world is now very, very, very digital, and information now is now being democratized. You understand? So anybody can have any information. A child of 7, a child of 8, things that I don't have access to growing is now flying. In those days, we used to see our teachers, we used to see our elders as the omni science, but now nobody is omni science anything. Now information is everywhere. In fact, we have apps, we have tools like now AI is here that can give you information of 200 professors at the same time at once. So information is everywhere. So, and there are some common sources where misinformation can come into that are open, that are very close to us, that we are exposed to every day. And that is the reason we have to guide ourselves, and we have to take this facts checking very, very important. So, some common sources of misinformation. Number one, the social media platforms. You understand? We all have them. That is why the global clusters is being created. The global clusters is being monitored by experts, that they check everything that is being done, is being censored. If you should come into the platform and you are doing things that are not approved, you're gonna be kicked out. Because here is not just for just the cashing crews, click. Here is for professionals, technocrats, and entrepreneurs. You understand? And it's not just even for them, the experts alone. Even you, that you are neutral, that you don't even know anything, you don't have a bearing of, you don't even know what you want to do with yourself. When you come into the Global Clusters platform, you're going to see people that are ready to mentor you. You understand? Basically, the global cluster is the community. Yeah, we have community. Yeah, we could be virtual, but that's why we meet every day, so we can know ourselves. We know how we can come in to support each other. You understand? We don't do things obscene. We don't do note in the platform. We don't talk to people anyhow. We are building a full blown developed individual, even wherever we might be. So our social media platforms are where we have several misinformations. We have them, all over, on our phone. We have some of them that even something's happened recently, and about a diver, maybe Jessica or something recently on one of the platforms, and that information was kind of so false, and I check it and I can see like millions of views. I was like, wow. But since I have been built up, to fact check, I checked, and even the names, the events doesn't even exist. But I could see people crying over this thing. I could see people, reacting and being down because of that issue. It was so. I was just like, wow, people are being manipulated just for views and the likes. So we should guide what we view on our social media platform. Then, two common places also that we can get misinformation is biased or unverified blogs or websites. There's some website they move rumors, false information just to bring people down. We have some bloggers that all they do is they get paid to bring people down, spread propaganda and the likes. So we should watch out for that. They exist. Not all blogs, not all websites are genuine. That is why we are calling ourselves to come join the global clusters for accurate knowledge, accurate information that can never be misleading. That can never be misleading. Then number three, Common sources of this information is manipulated images and videos. Manipulated images and videos. I have some basic knowledge of AI, and I and some of the team in the global clusters, we have been doing our own humanitarian acts, via in conjunction with Reward Foundation, to go out there to enlighten, the younger generations and the adults in the world about how you can use AI to do a lot of things. So with the advent of AI, we have to be very, very careful. That's why we are employing people. Learn this AI so that you won't be deceived when you see something. People can use anything to deceive you, just to for their own benefit. So images can be manipulated, videos can be manipulated and worked on, and they could be used to deceive people. Like the one I mentioned earlier on about one Jessica and an Oka whale, you know, that she's a diver, and she used to dive and train the whale, and all of a sudden the whale turned out to hit that, drown out, something like that. The images, everything was just, it was AI generated. It was so real, but people doesn't know, and it has a lot of views, both on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, it's also all over. I was like, wow. And yeah, the way it is, the more views, the more likes, the more share, you have your monetization on those. And that's why we need to guide ourselves to protect our own self, our own mind. It's very important. Another way that another common source of misinformation is word of mouth without verification. People will just, it's easy to just roll your mouth. You can just say things. I heard about this, or somebody said this, somebody said that, and you don't have the time to make research to be sure if what is being said is truth or not. You just believe it and you act upon it. And there are so many people that have been dead because of word of mouth. Oh, I had this happen. Oh, this happened. An accident happened. Oh, something want to happen. Oh, the world want to end. And unnecessary panic and anxiety have even sent a lot of people to their early grave because they were not able to be patient enough to verify information that has been passed across to them. All right, so we are now going to be looking at some fact checking methods. We shouldn't forget that we are talking about fact checking methods and tools, how we can check um, if an information is true or not, and some tools that we can use to do that. We're going to be sharing them as we go further. So, what are the fact checking methods? What should I do when when I stumble on a text, or I stumble on a visual, on a video that is saying some things? What should I do first? Number one, I have to cross verification. I'll do something that is called cross verification. You compare multiple trusted sources because you saw something on a page right now doesn't mean that is the 100%. You know, unless it's a page that be consistent, like the global cluster, whatever you got, any information you got from the global cluster is accurate because that's one of our currency. Because before we send anything out, we make sure that it is true. We don't share what we don't know. Anybody can call me about anything about the global clusters. What I'm sure of is what I share. What I'm not sure of, I have to reach out to the admin or those that are behind the scene. Those that have the full knowledge. I will ask them. Then with the information I got, I share. So that is why when you have an information, the best thing to do next, is to compare multiple trusted sources. Most of the time in Nigeria, Africa, we are very busy, very, very busy. So we don't have the time to verify. We just receive an information and we just start spreading it. In fact, some people they like forwarding. WhatsApp, you just see forwarded messages and it's just doing. round, and just like, wow, have you confirmed this? Have you verified this? Where it is coming from? So, another fact checking method number two is reverse image search. Reverse image search. We can work on this ones. I'm talking about this. The purpose of it is to check authenticity of pictures. There are some pictures that can be made anyhow to look like someone, but even doing investigation, you realize that this is not the person. It could take a lot of time, so we have to check authenticity of pictures. That is what we term, that's another method, reverse image search. Then number three, check dates and context, ensure timeliness and accuracy. Some people, what happened uh 5 years ago, they'll still post it today. And some people are not, they don't have the time to make their research. They will now forward again. They will now believe that that is true. It happens most of the time. So when we receive any information, do when you when you do a cross verification, even if it is true, what date? It could be an issue that has been sorted, and some people want to go exhume it and want to turn it to an issue. There's so many stale news. Some who, because they want to have views on their timelines, they will just repost, and we all started doing that again. We are going backward. That means we are not grounded in our knowledge. So we check dates and context. Okay, what if this is an issue that has been sorted? We don't need to dwell on that anymore. Then number four, under method of fact checking to check if an information is right, is consult experts, verify with professionals or institutions. It's very, very important. When you have something, you ask people. In the global cluster, we have so many experts, we have so many professionals here, we have so many technocrats here, we have so many entrepreneurs. Even if you want to go into business that you don't understand, you can ask people, oh, I had this business is this business is that, or how is it about? You should just do our best to start doing the work, not just relaxing and be asking. There are some people, when you ask, oh, there's something that happened, they will ask you to inform, okay, tell us what's happened. I don't do that. I will tell you, go read. When you tell people that there's something that I read about, they will want to ask me, they will ask me, please tell us about it. People that knows me know I don't just tell. Go read it yourself. When you read, you can now talk. Because most of us sometimes we hide under being busy, not to do our own diligence research. Let's take the pain. Let's search for the truth. Yes, sir. Let's ask people. Let's engage. You heard about something. Oh, someone and someone. There's an issue about something. Have you asked how are you going about it? Yes, sir. So ask people what you don't understand, what you don't know is important that you ask for guidance. Of course, number five also is that we can evaluate sources. Who is publishing and why? When you read something, when you saw something online, check who is public. There should be a name. Sometimes we just see some posts on your WhatsApp. You ask who, where is the source of this? Who is the source of this? Why is this being? Why? What purpose? Why this message? You understand? What are the motive for sending this? Those are the things that we know we should be asking. You understand? How was this information gotten? The sources. So it's very important. We should keep asking. That is accurate knowledge and information. So before you dwell on something, it's important we do all this. Very, very important. Now we have some fact checking tools that we start using. We can start using these tools. As from today, it's going to be helping us a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. We can start. There's one. We have Google Fact Check Explorer. You can write this. You can start using it. If there's any information, you put it there to check the authenticity. It's called Google Fact Check Explorer. Two, we have Snopes and Africa Check. Snopes, Snopes, and Africa Check. Sometimes some people just like spreading wrong things about Africa. It's important to check. You are not, we are not bad people. You understand? We are great, wonderful people. Then number three, fact checking tools. Number three is Polity Facts. Polity, Politi, then facts. That is about politics. Sometimes, especially when it's time for election, when the election is drawing, I see people posting propaganda and some unreadable things about themselves because of politics. So it's important you check that all over the world. Check if that information is accurate. Very, very important. Then number four, we have reverse image tools. Reverse image tools. One of it, we have tin eye, like tin, tin, then I. EYE. You can use it as a tool to check if an image has been manipulated or the original state. Another one is Google Images. Google Images can show you the source of an image or if an image has been manipulated for reverse uh for reverse image tools. Another one is factcheck.org. Factcheck.org. Also, it's important those of us that are using the computer, there are some browser plugins for verification of any information. We have some case study of all these things. Sometimes when we talk about anything in the global cluster, especially in our sessions, is because of what's the leaders, what they have experienced. The global president, Ambassador Dr. Adekunle Badmus, and his team, him being an ambassador, he has been able to meet several people, and they have been able to see what is happening in the country, and they have been able to see what's happening in other country. They're able to juxtapose how people have been able to grow and develop, and that is why some of the case study example of this that relates with the reason, the purpose for fact checking is sometimes we have false news about health crisis caused panic in Nigeria. The issue of cholera, Lassa fever, Ebola, COVID. Some people say it's happening, some say it's not happening, it's false. It's important that we take all these things very important. And when people doesn't have the right information, it causes panic and unnecessary anxiety. Then verified information from WHO and NCDC restored calm. When people just come, there's an outbreak of a particular disease and the likes, and the World Health Organization will come in and the NCDC will come in. "Oh, this is not happening. It has been controlled, it has been curtailed. Then there will be calm." These are places whereby we can go ahead to verify, talking about health wise, and when WHO and SCDC is still calm, it shows that all this shows that fact checking protects life and stability. Where we engage in fact checking, it protects us, and make us to have a stable society, stable environment instead of just unnecessary anxiety and panic. A false information, if you don't have the right information, you hear something, you don't take your time to scrutinize it, it causes a lot of panic and unnecessary destruction for the people. Now, fact checking. Some challenges in fact checking. For those of us that are just joining in the studio on YouTube or Facebook, it's accurate knowledge and information revolution of the global clusters. And we are looking at fact checking methods and tools for nation building. That is how we can check information before, so we won't be victims of wrong information and propaganda. So we are looking at challenges in fact checking. Number one is information overload. Information overload. We have a lot of information flying right now. In fact, most of us we are aware of some, like some of us are like four social media handles. and every time there are notification popping up, and all this you are being overloaded with it. Understand? So it's one of the challenges, that we are facing. As a people, we have so many informations flying around. There's no barrier to information right now. So that's one of the challenges of facing. So and if you're not that kind of person that you understood, the social media or the internet or how to verify things, you might be just be like tired. You might be overwhelmed by the mammoth of information, downpouring on you as a person. So those information, because they are too much, there are too many, you won't know which one. You hear people say, "Ah, we don't even know which one to believe." People used to say that. We don't even know what to believe now. Everything is just flying fine. So that's a challenge for fact checking. Another challenge is limited digital literacy. Most of our people don't understand. The world has really gone very, very far. We are no more in the computer age. Yes, the computer age has evolved, but some people have not even catch up with the computer age. The world we are right now is moving very, very fast, very, very, very fast. We are in the artificial intelligence age, whereby everything is being automated. You understand? During the period of automated stellar machine, the ATM, we thought things are cheap. But now things haven't gone beyond ATM. Things have got every corner now we have a bank. That's artificial intelligence. And there was a time some people are saying there is a kind of fintech industry that is a scam and the likes. But the fintech is even doing great like now. All the contemporary and traditional banks, maybe they they were against the fintechs, but now they are the in thing. You understand? So the world is moving very fast, and our people need to know that they have to understand it. And even one of the reasons for job cuts these days is because most people didn't evolve, they didn't even grow with the system. When they also have learned computer, they are saying it cannot happen, it cannot happen. Now, computer has come and taken a lot of work. Now AI is here now. So without that, I'm telling people that get education about the real thing, about the relevant information, about the relevant knowledge that you need to know to upscale yourself. It's very, very important. Another challenge is speed of misinformation spread. Yes, like we said earlier, misinformation spreads so fast. Rumors, before everybody, the whole nation, the whole world, the whole world. You understand? Before the wrong thing. Wrong thing. Only God knows how it happens. You understand? Before you know it, you have some group of people that will just cook something, post it, and the whole world go viral, and the whole world will be shaking, brought down to their knees. It happens. Even during the period of COVID, a lot of misinformation. The world was put into serious chaos, and that's the aspect of what misinformation can do. The number four challenge is trust deficits in institutions. Because of the financial implication now, some people just want to post anything. The media that are trusted before, because some people gave them money to post some things to let the whole world see. They just post, and later on it's being discovered that it's false. Things like that make people lose their trust in the institutions. All right, what are the solutions for strong fact checking? For us to overcome these solutions for stronger fact checking. Number one, promote media and digital literacy education. That's why every time here in the global clusters, we always come, advocating, advocating for quality education. You understand? Quality education, because for you to have the right knowledge, you have to be well informed, and if you can even be consistent in the global clusters, there are no way that you won't be digital literacy, because most of the thing we do is virtual. Even in the global clusters, we have scholarships, and for you to engage in scholarship, it has to be online. You need to understand. So by doing that, you are learning how the internet works, you are learning how the system works. You understand? You are learning how the digital world, how it works. So promoting media and data literacy education is one of those things that we can engage in, you know, and all these things are not far-fetched. If you could just be engaging here, the global cluster is a whole lot of academy, a whole lot of like a whole institution on its own self, a whole academy on its own self, a whole community, a whole state, a whole nation, a whole world on its own self, that whereby we engage in the right thinking, you understand, critical thinking, innovative thinking, creative thinking and all that. So it helps us to even navigate the digital world and know how to get it better. Another solution for stronger fact checking is encourage responsible journalism. The journalists are encouraged uh, to always speak. To me, I believe that journalism is upheld on truth, on truth, on fact, and nothing but the truth. You understand? Because they are holding up to justice for the right thing. So, and if journalism is being corrupted, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot because they are the backbone of how the information spread across. They have their wings and their tentacles everywhere. So we have to continue to encourage our journalists to journal responsibly, in words, in their actions, in their context, and their content, in every writing, in every column, they should always uphold the truth and nothing but the truth. Another solution for stronger fact checking is strengthening community fact checking networks. In our various local communities, in our various words, we should have people that are the enlightened ones. You understand? We should enlightenment. Is very important, even to the grassroots, even to those in the village that don't even understand. That are easily swayed by the false information. We should encourage them, you understand, by enlightening them on the real information. Even we that have the opportunity to pass the information, we should always pass the wise information. This is happening everywhere, all over the world, in the cities, in all the villages, the hamlets. Some people they are brainwashing people, to do things that are not true. Another way that we can solve, you know, for stronger fact checking is support laws that discourage deliberate disinformation. Although Nigeria, in our constitution, we have the freedom of expression, of course, it has been put into law, I'm sure, like laws that restricts, labeling, slander, misinformation, cyberbullying, and the likes. It has been emphasized even in the constitution of Nigeria that whatever you want to put out there should be true. If you should do otherwise, you're gonna be the law is gonna take it up with you. So it says in the constitution of Nigeria that we should post only things that are right. Even all our social media and there are constitutions backing it right now. That we should know that and emphasize that to our people. So we are calling ourselves, as citizens, verify before you share. Don't just be the forwarding click. Yes, that some people they just receive anything. They don't want to know if it's true or not. They just forward, and this is affecting some people that just believe anything. So before you share, please verify. It's not compulsory you share everything. No, it is not. Forget about what is share for you to do all those things. They are just facade. They are not truth. Verify if it's worth sharing. Please do share. For information, for enlightenment. But if you feel it's not worth sharing, kindly not never share, never share. And of course, we are calling on the media also to uphold accuracy and integrity, not just for the money, not just for your views, not just for the likes and share. Please, media, share responsibly. Make sure that whatever I want to share is accurate and it's filled with integrity. And our schools, we are calling our schools to teach digital responsibility. Let's teach our children, our learners, on digital responsibility, how to behave and how to share on the internet, because the internet never forgets. There are some people that they have lost very great opportunity because of what they posted 5 years ago. So we should watch out for that. We should encourage our younger ones, our learners, our students to watch whatever is being posted. Some people have lost even juicy opportunity, job interviews. They just go to their handles and just 5 years ago, this is what you posted about this, and made them lose. So we should teach them. It's part of our education. This goes to our parents and of course our teachers. Another call is for our governments and our NGOs to support fact-checking platforms. That's why the global clusters and every one of us, we are calling on the government, the political leaders, and everyone to support this platform, the global clusters platform, where we are always emphasizing on accurate knowledge, accurate information that will lead us to the right people accurately. Thank you so very much. Before we conclude, it is important that we hear from those that are in the studio. Please, if you are on YouTube or if you're on Facebook, kindly drop your comments in the chat box on YouTube and on Facebook while we give those in the studio the floor to actually add their voices. On my first list here, I can see Cluster Fares, the diction guru. Sir, kindly unmute and add your voice to today's deliberation. Thank you, sir. Mr. Fares, you are muted.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Shea. Thank you, sir. Thank you for all you do. Let me go straight to the point. I want to ask some questions. So maybe I out of like four for each segment, I picked two each. So maybe I should just read everything and you just help us out for those
Yeah,
that will be listening in. I mean, for those that are listening in and those who did not join in good time.
yeah,
So under question, I mean, I have questions on methods.
yeah.
Method. When leaders or politicians make claims, what steps should people take to verify them? That's the first question. Then the
Okay.
second is fake images and videos. I think you already talked about that one. You mentioned, yes, but I still want you to say one or two things about that again. Fake images
Okay.
and videos spread fast. What simple tools can people use to test if a picture or video is real?
Yeah.
Then I have questions on tools. Then I have on nation building, and that would be all
All right. Let me
for
just
now.
quickly respond to that. Now, when that is when political leaders try to say things against themselves, that's the propaganda. So what is needed for us to do, when anything is being said about a political leader, is just to smear them or discredit them, you understand, to make them feel like they are not they don't merit, they are not qualified for that position. uh I mentioned some tools. You can use your Google, Google Fact Check Explorer could help you do that. Anything that's been said about anyone, you just pick that person, pick the personality of that person, go to Google Fact Check. You start. You're gonna give you everything about this. Also, you can check Snopes and Africa Check, Snopes and Africa Check, and of course, you can use Polity Facts. Polity Facts. That talks about politics and everything about an individual. And when you go through people's their social handles, you get to know, you read more. The most important thing is reading. Yes, sir. Read more, research more about what is being said about this person. We don't want to be mentioning names of anyone on the platform. You understand? But we there are several propaganda around, about what some people said, and later on we realized that it was just some tools that were used, some AIs that were used to say that. You understand? I know there are some things that are being said, you understand, so that are not true. So we can use the Google and the likes that I just mentioned. Then for image, AI is here now. It has come to stay. We can use, in fact, AI can be talking like me. You understand? So it's important that we check that. You can use reverse image tools to check that. I mentioned that. I mentioned the two tin I, TIN, then tin I. You can use that. So then Google Images also could verify if something is right or not, and other things I've mentioned there also. Thank you, sir.
Okay, let me quickly switch to questions on tools.
Yeah.
Platforms like Africa Check and Dubawa. Sorry, you didn't mention Dubawa, but that's the one I was able to, are doing great work. Of course, TGC is doing a whole lot more. So how can the public benefit more from them? Then number two, do you think AI-powered tools like Chat, GPT, Grok, etc., can play a role in fact-checking, or do they have risks too? Did you get that, sir?
Yeah, yeah, sure, 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 sure. Yeah, what you
Okay.
mentioned, the two also definitely could work. The one you mentioned, yes, Greek will work, to work. The ChatGPT also will work to verify, because we believe that ChatGPT, the informations on ChatGPT, is not just created by one person, it's from every sources brought together. So, yeah, ChatGPT also could do a great work in verifying that. And for Grok also, definitely we do that also. Those are the inventions. Those are the inventions that are helping right now to get accurate. There's so much more. There are so much more that can just be listed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The B part of the question before I ask my the last questions.
Uh,
Do they have risks too? That's the ending
yeah,
part
for
of
now,
question two.
for
Under
now,
okay.
I yeah, for now, to me, to my best knowledge, uh, AI doesn't have a risk if you understand how it's being used. It can only be at risk to you if you don't understand it. If you understand how AI works, you will know, yeah, AI, ChatGPT, and the likes could be used to manipulate. So it's not less for you at the other end to understand that this is AI generated. So it could be as risk for someone that is ignorant. That is why we are doing this. That's why you have to understand how it works. If you don't know, it's going to overcome you. What you don't know is beyond you. So when you understand how to check with these tools that we said and more that can be researched, you can verify that this, if you have the knowledge of AI, if AI tool are being used to manipulate something, you will know. So the only risk is ignorance. You understand? So that's why we are beckon everyone to have the knowledge, to have the training, to have the understanding of how these things work. And that's why we are having this kind of session. Thank you.
Wow, beautiful, amazing. Wow, risks for ignorant people. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so on nation building, this is the last segment. Thank you. Do you think fact checking should be taught in schools as part of civic education? And the last question, what is your advice to Nigerians listening right now? How can they personally contribute to building a truth driven society? Of course, we're already talking about the global clusters and we're spreading the good news and all that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir, Cluster and Farais. Yes, fact checking, when we're talking about education is different from schooling. Like, I am an educator, I'm a teacher. And what I do most of the time, I don't just feed my students, information. I guide them to that. You understand? Apart from just fact checking tailored to just one subject, because civic education itself is just a subject. We are talking about generally. Yes, sir. We are not just building a child to understand us. It's about generally. We should incorporate this fact checking into our life. That's what we are talking about right now. So how can we do that? Even by guiding our learners, the old textbook we use, the old method of teaching and old knowledge, we have to, they're saying that the elite traits, the elite traits of the 21st century won't be those that cannot read and write, you understand, but those that cannot unlearn, relearn, and learn. So in this new era, it is important that every educator, every teacher, everything that you are teaching your children, your learners, guide them through. You understand? We have so many tools. The internet is there. You understand? Your device, your smartphone can help your learners to have the rights and the confirm and the right information. You understand? Instead of them just giving them what has been in the past, allowing our learners to be updated in their learning, by letting them verify, seek knowledge themselves. You as a teacher, you are just to facilitate, to guide them through. As you guide them through, they are going to find the path to the truth. And when they have the right knowledge, they have the right information, it's good for them. You understand? Rather than just feeding them with what you thought you knew in the olden times that are not even standing relevant right now. So guiding our learners through all the face of throughout our education, throughout our subject, incorporating it as an educator, individually, irrespective of our subjects of inclination. You understand? When we put that in our learners' cognitive and subconscious, it helps them to always also want to be part of their habit. This is not just about subjects, to be part of them, and they will continue. Every learner will now grow to be an adult that will verify anything, because before we do anything, our teacher will say, let's confirm. Our teacher will say, let's confirm. So that when that is part of them, whatever they want to do as adults, they want to verify. So I think we should imbibe that in everything that we do, even in schools generally. I don't think if I'm not sure if I responded to that properly.
Yeah, you did very well,
All right.
sir. So
Talking
it's just
about,
the last one. Yes.
yeah,
Advice to Nigerians listening right now.
what we just need to do, like we have been mentioning, is that we just need to try. I understand reading. I'm an ardent reader. I do a lot of research. I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of things. I could spend 2 hours just on one issue, just to be sure that what I'm talking about, what I'm having is the truth. Even as an educator, before you go into the classroom to disseminate anything to your learners, you have to be sure that you're going with the authentic information, the relevant, the updated, not old things. You understand? So I, as a person, that have been part of me to read, to do a lot of research. So it's not just limited to teachers. You can say, oh, it's your work now. If you are working, you read. Even if you are not working, you read. You understand? Yeah, but we can just imbibe that's reading habits. You understand? We should just make it part of us to do the extra thing by making research. Our smartphones, they are there for us, and at our fingertips, we have a lot of information, a lot of tools that can guide us. You just make the effort, make the efforts, even if it's just 20 minutes, 10 minutes, to be consistent, to be patient enough to lay hold onto the truth by doing the research. You understand? Even in those days, and when we have our grannies, even they cannot read, they will call us, we that were in primary school, then, okay, come read this one. They want to be sure. In those days, we used to have the newspaper, the paper, at the dailies. You just read, even if it's in my mother tongue, in Yoruba or in English, those that can understand, we read. So even if they could do that, we have some grannies then. I used to wonder, they knew the books, the Bible, they understand the Bible, they can even speak, they can even quote something, but they don't know. But they were able to to grab that because somebody read it to them. So we can continue to do that. Even our elderlies, guiding them to what is right. Everybody making the research, what is right, so that we can share that to others. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Sheyi. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Faris, for that engaging comments and those questions. Really appreciate it. I believe a lot of people are going to be engaged and blessed by that engagement. Thank you, Cluster and Faris, Diction Guru. Thank you, sir. Yes, I can see you, my brother, my friend, Cluster Isaiah. But before I call you, I want to recognize the presence of the OO and real estate of global clusters in person of Ambassador Ikuma. We greet you, ma. Please, if you're on the call, kindly unmute and add your voice, ma, as we are moving forward, ma. Mike, can unmute and add a voice, Ambassador. Ambassador Eko, if you can hear us, can you unmute? Okay, while she's getting says, ma, you are muted. If you are speaking, you are still muted. Okay, go on, ma.
Terry, I'll do one with you now. Good evening.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. We can hear
Good
you now, ma.
evening.
Yes, we can hear you
And how
now.
are you today?
We are good.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma.
just got back from outside, and
Okay.
I just decided to relax and listen to you since. And I must confess, you have done so much, a wonderful job today. I listened to you from the beginning, lying down, just listening, and it has sunk deep into my heart. And I want to say we appreciate you for all you do and keep the good work on. May God continue to strengthen you. You are a great personality and you are going places. Let me just say I appreciate you personally and
Thank you.
the global clusters appreciate your good work. Keep it up.
Thank you.
I just want to say that I want to say that what you have talked about today is something that honestly speaking everybody should listen to again and again, and I can't wait for the summary for me to even send even to my staff. So the problem we're having in this country is just this problem of misinformation.
Yeah.
The problem we have in this country is problem of misinformation, is problem of uh, spreading fake news, spreading
Mm,
false news, and actually, saying what is not real, making it real. And
mm,
this has eaten deep into the, it's a cankerworm that
mm,
are sitting deep into the heart, into the fabric of this Nigerian society.
mm,
There was a year I participated in one essay competition then, those days, and we wrote about the moral decadence of the Nigerian society.
mm,
And even decades ago, we were still saying we have seen, we didn't know we've not seen. So now the
mm,
whole world is engulfed in this social media evil. Now
mm,
but somebody can just sit back in his room and just cook something, package it, and
mm,
before you know, it's actually going viral.
mm-hmm.
And then I listen to everything you said, although I might not be able to have picked everything, but I picked that you said we can use polity check, and I think about three of them like that. I think we can get that in the summary.
Yeah.
So I totally agree with you and Cluster Fares that this should be taught in our schools. These children should be enlightened. Even if the government did not include it or are not including it in the curriculum, I think the school can carve out a period and call it like what I do with my students, I be plenty, many I have. I still believe God. I have a day I called it media interaction. That's
Mm,
we call it media. So after that, most of them wanted to be bringing phone, but we didn't allow. So I just said, okay,
mm,
on Thursday, bring your phone, bring your laptop if you have, bring everything you have. So on that day after break, we all gather and then we start, exposure on all this, which I'm going to
mm,
include this also. So at the AI, I was privileged to take some of the students to, we also taught others, So we started and we created the media group, the junior group, the senior group. So you junior, senior. So we started exposing them to all this you are saying. And then on that day, they are free. We interact together on their phones. We talk, we do AI, we do everything. We go to Facebook, we look at things there, those that are good, those that are bad. We go to Instagram, we just give them freedom. They were so happy. And so they were all looking forward to that day every Thursday after break. So
yeah.
even if the government is not creating a curriculum, especially or a scheme for this,
Mm,
we educators can do that.
yeah.
Maybe during our sports like that Thursday we have our sports, so we just inculcate everything. We can just create a time. Even in primary school, I make sure that at least once in a week we have a time together We sometimes we call it fellowship, sometimes later we started calling it I want to learn more, something like that. Because even at the primary school, we started letting them know these things we are talking about. So it's a good one. The society, especially the African society today, and the world now has been, something else because of all this. Sometimes you see some news, like you said, there was a time you talked on this also, that you said the date. You said the
Yeah.
date that we should be checking the date. So when the news erupted like that, I just went to check the date. Lo and behold, it was 2014 date. Or was it 2000? No, was it 2000? No, sorry. I think about the news was actually, no, 2018, something like that. That was there. And that thing happened then. Cast my mind back that this thing actually happened then, that went viral. Somebody now posted it today, that day, as if it just happened. And people were already see views.
Wow.
So, sincerely speaking, what you have said is real. Like the case of the Jennifer of it, I myself, I believe the case because I read and read, and I felt so bad. But I'm just hearing it now that it's not real, and I don't think that happened because it was almost nobody, except to do something that can tell me that that thing was not real. I saw
Yes,
the
ma'am.
real, I saw the AI one, I saw the real one live.
Yes,
So how it happened, I didn't know. So I think it's a good one you have taught us today. We have to train ourselves. And then again, you were talking about people using mouth. People should verify information before they believe in it. People using mouth to spoil a thing or to just carry this thing you are saying. I'm a victim. But one thing is, when you have goal in life, just keep going. People will just hear something, especially when you are trying to do it the right way. They just pick something and that is it, especially when they want to bring you down. So
yeah.
you have to learn. We have to learn to check information. We have to, like, even on our group, we know when you post information, when we post our, we know, we understand. So we must be able to get the right information, and we should desist from character assassination. When somebody comes and tells you something about somebody, or somebody carries fake news about somebody, or somebody posts a video about somebody, why don't you check? Just
Yeah.
like we have been
Yeah.
taught today. Why don't you check? Instead of immediately, some people don't even bother to check. They have carried it, they have posted it. And do you know bad news spreads fast in the whole world in Nigeria now? When
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
like, there was a girl recently that the federal government gave some money to because of what she won academically. I didn't see that post in more than that same place. But if it's that the one that they dragged from the aircraft, that before you know, the whole thing spread and people were reading it. And the power of the social media now is so powerful because mainly the news go viral. Even some people will have to act quickly not to damage their image. But
Yeah.
when a child does good thing academically or globally, you will see that the bloggers, they won't even carry it. They will just leave it like that. Because that won't give them money.
Yeah.
So in rounding up, I totally agree with everything you have said from beginning to the end,
Thank
that
you,
we
ma'am.
should verify offers. We also, the government should come and collaborate with the global clusters. And that's what
Yes.
Ambassador Adekunle Badmus stands for. And that's why you
Yeah.
see he does it. He's not relenting. This information we are getting here now is on a platter of gold, free of
Yeah.
charge, every day.
Yeah.
Every day, information training. Look at this training you have given us today. I bet you this training can go for at least like good thousands of naira, because they will package it and call it this and that. You know, now this tech world we are now, you have just exposed us to the fact that we all have to be tech literate,
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
world is going to a new dimension. So I believe that in the government should come and join us and collaborate with the global clusters. Imagine if millions are watching what you are saying today or
Yeah.
listening, how it would have transformed. If we can transform my heart, how will it
Mm.
have been? So we
True.
we pray that very soon the government at the local government level, at the state, at the federal level, will come and join the global clusters in order to transform lives of the
True.
Nigerian people, because that is what we stand for, and we shall surely get it. Once again,
Wow.
thank you very much, Clustera Oluwaseyi Odusagun. I've
Thank
always
you.
been proud of you, and we are going to always be proud of you. Keep it
Thank you.
up. Like we always say in the education world, keep the flag flying. God bless you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
For
you,
Fares,
sir.
I greet you. My brother Megan, I greet you. Oh, God bless you. And our global cluster president, wherever you are, Ambassador
Yeah.
Abosede is greeting you. Happy weekend to you. Oh, God bless you. Thank you.
Wow, wow,
Amen.
wow, wow. That's so awesome. Thank you so very much, man, for your submission. You gave us and wonderful, wonderful submission and training, and I've learned from that. I'm so grateful for the privilege and opportunity. Thank you so very much, man. Yes, my brother and friend. Good to have you, sir. Kindly add your voice as we conclude. Our time is running. Well, everybody on the call definitely have to have their voice. Thank you, sir. Go on, sir. Go on, sir. You are
Yeah,
unmuted.
excellent evening to you. Excellent evenings to you, Clusterian Sheyi, and every other Clusterians. I'm highly impressed in the lecture you gave this evening. Accurate information. The society is governed by lots of information, which we all know. But the modern society we are now, you can see we are being misled by falsified information, maybe due to the internet and the AI modern system. So I just think we need to be careful in digesting whatever information comes to our desk. At
Mm,
times, you be on a seat and you just see some informations on your phone, maybe some links. You know, by reading the content rather of the message or link sent to you, you think it's a genuine information. Once you hear click, it landed you to another page entirely, which is even not part of what you are thinking of. That's the wrong information. So we need to
mm,
be careful, when an information come our way, we have to interpret it very well and make sure it is accurate before we take it up. Thank God for global clusters that is serving as an advocate to
mm,
expose some challenges that guides all this falsified information. So we have to embrace the platform. We have to come together. We'll make sure we work in unity and make sure we get the right information so that we'll be elevated fast.
yeah.
Because the society will never tell you this is where you will land. If you
Mm,
only tell you the way to go,
mm,
it now depends on how you grab that information and work on it.
yeah.
Our global president always come up, give us genuine information, guide us
Yeah.
with information. Then it's left for you. The way you take it, where you landed, it's left for you to do that. And he
Mm,
has been striving a lot, striving day and night, making sure the platform is gain a stand,
yeah.
and the people in the platform are able to gain one or two opportunities. Talking about technical professionals, entrepreneurs that are coming in day by day, and we're having connections from them. If their information have never been genuine, I don't think we'll be somewhere. And
Yeah.
ever since the experts, the professionals have been coming up to lecture us and give us well genuine information. And I think all those information have been taking us to a place that will make us to smile. And which
Mm,
I think everybody, I don't think anybody on this platform in global cluster can ever say negative about the platform, about the president, for the accuracy we've been receiving ever since its establishment.
mm,
So I applaud every one of us, whatever information, despite the AI modern system we are, because AI as well is full of fraud.
yeah.
Internet is full of fraud. The computer is full of fraud, even though human being is full of fraud.
Mm,
So all our brains, majority, they are all looking for greener pasture. They don't want to work. And by
mm,
doing that, they pass wrong information across to people to
mm,
mislead them. And by doing
mm,
that, they extort them. So we
yeah.
have to be careful and be guided in whatever
Yeah.
information we are taking from people,
Yeah.
and the way we digest the information, so that At last, we will not regret where it landed us to. Thank you so much. Thank you, my host.
Yeah, thank you so very much, my brother and friend. That is the O O one. And that is the voice of the OO2 pharmacokinetics of the global clusters. Thank you, sir. Cluster Opegon. Thanks for all you do to contribute positively to the developments and the growing of humanity and our well-being. Thank you so very much, sir. Yes, our time is so fast spent. Apologies. The meeting also end by 6 p.m. But since everyone is engaging, it's important that we allow everyone to add their voices. So thank you so very much. And before we close, we would like to have the closing video of the global clusters. Host, do you have the closing videos available? Can you share the closing video of the global clusters as we close? Host, thank you.
The world is changing fast. The next wave of leaders and nation builders are not just waiting for opportunities, they're building presence before products.
At the Global Clusters, we understand that visibility, connection, and impact come first. Once you build presence, your influence opens the door to wealth, solutions, and sustainable development.
This is why we gather daily, weekly, and monthly to create revolutions of knowledge, innovation, and collaboration. Because the true future belongs to those who prepare today.
The Global Clusters is not just an organization, it's a movement. We are raising a generation that builds strong foundations before chasing products.
Join the global clusters today, because the future is ours to build.
Yeah, join the global clusters today because the future is ours to build. We say a very big thank you to as many that have joined us today on the call. Thanks to everyone on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you so very much. And before we close, we ask, who are we? We are the community of professionals or upcoming professionals. We are the community of technocrats or upcoming technocrats. We are the community of entrepreneurs or upcoming entrepreneurs, where we share accurate knowledge of our industries because we believe that the knowledge as you have is give you the right power. We share accurate information because we believe that the information you have is like a bridge for you to move from where you are to where you ought to be, where we share accurate connection because we believe that to whom you are connected to determine what you collect. And most of the time, your network is your net worth. That's why the social media platform of the global clusters is not just where we come collaborate. You know, you have all the features of the Facebook, of your LinkedIn. You know, you can make calls, you can do your video call, audio calls. We will have a marketplace whereby you can sell like a pro. And it's even the first social media platform on earth that you start to get value for your money even as you get onboarded. Of course, there is a spark of that you can actually join every of our meetings daily for free. But if you want to get to have all the benefits of what we have in the social media platform, it's just for you to opt in. You know, you have to just jump in with your 61K, Nigerian currency, and 81,000 naira as a vendor, 61,000 as just a member. This combination comes with opportunity for you to have scholarships, done in UK courses, relevant courses in business analysis, in certificates in nursing assistant, diploma in health and safety, content creation. We have the data analysis. We have all these premium courses that are really selling that AI cannot take over. You can do all these courses because the global clusters have the vision of empowering everyone and making everybody have the opportunity to prosper by their own self by having the right knowledge. You can check us out on www.theglobalclusters.org, or you go to the Play Store and download us on Play Store for the Android. The Safari, you can check us on www.theglobalclusters.org and join us and start engaging. But all our meetings are so free. Tomorrow is Sunday, and by tomorrow, we're going to be coming together at 5 p.m. again for people to people revolution, talking about how we can encourage the powerful among us to take on the young ones among us, the less powerful ones, and mentor them to greatness. In that, we're going to have the wonderful nation that we look out for as people, and we all are going to grow together. A very big shout out to the global president, Ambassador Dr. Tekini Badmos, and a very big shout out to the 001 Accurate Knowledge and Information, Investor Professor Ladipo, the Dean Faculty of Education University of Lagos. I am Klosin Oluwashi Odusagun. For now, I say bye. Thank you.